Building a gaming PC. How to handle dead-on-arrival parts. Imagine spending hours picking out the perfect parts for your gaming setup only to find one doesn't work when you first turn it on. That can be frustrating, but don't worry. Handling dead-on-arrival parts is a common part of building a gaming PC, especially for esports and competitive gaming setups. The key is to stay calm and follow a clear process. When your components arrive, start with a visual inspection. Look for any signs of damage like bent pins, cracked circuit boards, or broken connectors. It's a good idea to test critical parts outside the case if possible. For example, test the power supply unit by using a power supply tester or by powering it on outside the case. This confirms it's delivering power. Check the motherboard for bent pins in the CPU socket and make sure all ports and slots look intact. If you have a graphics card, test it in a known working system if you can. For RAM, test each stick one at a time in a working motherboard to see if it boots. If your system still won't turn on or post, which is the power on self-test, go through some troubleshooting steps. Make sure the power supply switch is on and the power cable is firmly connected. Disconnect all non-essential peripherals and drives to see if the system boots. Check that all motherboard power connectors, the 24 pin and the CPU 8 pin, are seated properly. Short the power switch pins on the motherboard to rule out a faulty case button. Reseat the RAM modules one at a time and test again. If you have spare parts like a known working CPU or motherboard, try swapping them in to see if that fixes the issue. Listen for beep codes or watch motherboard LEDs for error signals. If after all this testing the component still doesn't work, it's likely dead on arrival. Common parts that are often DOA include motherboards, power supply units, and graphics cards. When you identify a DOA part, contact the retailer or manufacturer immediately. Follow their RMA, which is Return Merchandise Authorization, process carefully. Provide proof of purchase and detailed descriptions of the problem. Keep all original packaging and accessories to make the return easier. Sometimes a faulty part can damage other components, like a bad power supply harming the motherboard. To reduce this risk, test the power supply with a tester before connecting everything. Avoid powering on the system if you suspect a part is faulty. When replacing a motherboard, double-check compatibility and look for grounding issues or shorts inside the case. For esports players and competitive gamers, downtime can be costly. To avoid delays, order parts from trusted suppliers with good return policies. Keep spare essential components like RAM or power supplies if you can. Always assemble and test your PC well before any tournaments or big practice sessions. If you're unsure or want extra peace of mind, consider professional assembly or technician help. Handling dead-on-arrival parts with patience and a systematic approach helps you build a reliable gaming PC ready for esports. Early testing and quick RMA actions mean less downtime and more time for practice and competition.